What is going on, everybody? It's David Palmer, Leo King, and whoa, I can't even believe it, but I am back. I'm alive. I'm here. I am literally back. It's been a couple weeks since I did a live show. You know, it's funny. I didn't even do my spiritual dance music for the last full moon or the last new moon. That's how crazy my life has been. Plus, the new and the full moons over the last month fell on weekends. And that's my only time where I can get anything off. Anyway, I'm so happy to be back here, so happy to be talking. You know, this live show is truly all about helping people understand what the hell is going on in the universe right now, helping people understand energy better, helping people to read astrology better. I mean, you know, if you're not even into astrology, this is just a positive time to talk, you know. I'm here live in the chat room. It's the best part about this show, where I'm here talking to people, seeing what people are feeling. Yo, that's just me, or I'm saying, or hold on. By the way, just a little side note, this is like my third iPhone. I just got another one today. Actually, this is another screen. This one on my birthday flew into the water during a monsoon. A monsoon came up. This was sitting on a chair, blew 50-mile-an-hour wind. The chair went into the lake, and I thought these things were waterproof, but it sat in the water for like 45 minutes. Next thing I know, screen's not working. It's on my birthday in a place where I already don't have service. Anyway, I've been without a phone for like 3 days, or an iPhone. I had to use my other phone, my Android right here. Anyway, anyways, I am back though to talk about what in the hell is going on with the energy right now. People I'm sure felt on this new moon, and since I've been gone, you know, a lot of wild energy, a lot, especially over the weekend with the new moon in Leo that happened. So we're going to talk about that. I'm super stoked to be talking about that message too. And I want to know how people have been feeling, because I haven't been around for a while. I do have to put a notification on the app. I totally forgot. See, I've been doing so much, and I haven't done the show for 2 weeks, and I've been teaching class. So if you're in Leo King Elite, you know, I've been teaching class every day. It's like 2 to 3 hours a day of class. So I'm at this desk teaching astrology. Hence, there's new computers. There's a lot going on here. So there's going to be a lot that we cover today, and there's going to be a lot that we talk about. And I really want to help people see, not only astrologically, but energetically, why this is such a powerful time, why that this is such an intense time, and why this is a time that, you know, I've been talking about since the beginning of 2017 on my horoscope, which was the summer, the eclipse, then the fall, and then that's like it. And, you know, then it's a major new portal shift at the end of the year. But we're kind of coming into, you guys like my little, you know, animatronics, you know, it's like, but right now is the beginning of some pretty intense and crazy stuff. So it's going to be fun to do. So why don't we just take a quick second and let's take a look at what's going on in the astrology. Although I'm doing, oh, this sucks. You guys want to see what I'm doing? Here, I'll show you guys what I'm doing, and then we'll get off this. I got to send people an alert that we're live. So on the cell phones, the Leo King is live on Facebook. But this is how I do it. So if you're on the app, you can see that behind closed doors, I'm giving you guys a little secret into the Leo Kingdom here, how I send notifications on your guys' phones. This is how it's done. Let's hope it hits all 218,000 people. Or let's see. Boom, boom, boom. We should be good. Okay, so now we can go into the astrology. All right, so number one, tomorrow, Wednesday, is a big day, okay? Reason why? Sun and Mars. Mars and the Sun are going to be in the exact same position tomorrow. Now, my view of this is different than maybe a lot of other astrologers. Number one, Mars is our ego, but it's our drive. And what's interesting is Mars has been leading the way all 2017. Okay, so for the whole year, let's have some fun. Okay, let's go back to, gosh, look at how far back some of these charts go that I do. This is how many charts I do. Let's go back to the beginning of these charts. Hold on. That's 2015. It's November 2016. Mars is still ahead. You can see there in right here. I'll show you guys. Look at that. Mars ahead. We have not had the sun catch up to Mars at all for a long time. Okay. January 2017. Look at this. Here's the sun. 22 degrees right here. Look at this. Mars ahead. So the big deal is that Mars and the sun have finally caught up, or the sun has caught up to Mars. Okay. And what this means now is a major choice in your ego, your wants, your drives, your needs. This is Leo time. This is your heart. This is intense because this is showing what you don't like and what you do like. Leo is very clear on off with your head or on with your head, especially when this is a time where Saturn is finishing its retrograde for the last time in Sagittarius for decades. Okay, this is the last retrograde in Sagittarius with Saturn for decades. And this is looking at the alternatives in where you can go in your life, the directions. So it's a major question point. Mercury has finally entered into Virgo, and Mercury is in its natural home. So it's now really starting to try and figure things out. You know, the late Jeff Jower, who passed away years ago, 2 years ago now, he told me in a reading to me, and I always will use this analogy. He always looked at Leo as like where the video is or where you create life. But Virgo was where you edited life. So for the fact that the moon and Mercury this week are in this spot while the sun and Mars are conjuncting, it's like, this is what I want, but I have to make all these crazy little wild little Virgo changes right now. Oh my God, I got to like do this. I got to redo this. I got to redo that. I got to fix this. I got to fix that. It's like the ultimate fix show. Then, okay, the South Node is in Aquarius, okay, where we try to fix things or we worry about what others think. So it's like, okay, here we've got this conflict where it's like, the sun and Mars, this is what I want. This is what's going to make me happy in my life. But gosh, I might have to let something go or disconnect from something. Or I have to worry about what others think. Or I have to worry about other people. Or what are the strings that are attached to my not so happy places anymore. You know, this is a very egotistical time, and it might seem like people are going to push their own agendas their own way. And unfortunately, that might be harsh for some people, but the positive is it's helping people get out of situations maybe they don't want to be in. The other thing is Jupiter is beginning its square to Pluto again. This will be the last Jupiter-Pluto square for a while. And if you notice in this one, it is within 1 degree. See, 1743 for Capricorn and 1621 for Libra. So guess what? This major square position here is, oh God, in order to expand and find a life of beauty, oh, we got to change some major hardcore structures in our life and make some intense hardcore decisions. So it's not the easiest, I'll be honest with you. Also, we have a mutable cross forming here this week. And let me let's clear this so everybody can see it clearly. Okay, we got and what a mutable cross is, and you guys will see. All right. Okay. This is where the craziness is starting to happen. Okay, things are changing fast. All right. Number one, the moon is in Virgo. And there's Mercury in Virgo. That is mutable, okay? Neptune and Chiron. So see this opposition? Okay, boom, mutable. Oh, wait, there's Saturn there. And this is what I want to talk about. Venus, the planet of feeling good, our relationships, is in the sign of Gemini. And guess what? It just made a hard aspect to Saturn this weekend at the same time that the new moon was on Mars. So major conflict and decisions about your future and where you're going in relationships, the things you're manifesting and creating and doubting and questioning, and is this right? And is this the right direction? And oh my God, I don't know if this is right or not. And then now, guess what's going to happen on Wednesday? At the same time the sun conjuncts Mars, boom, the moon's going to square it, boom, Venus is going to start to square Chiron, boom, Saturn, boom. What do we got there, folks? It's a grand cross in mutable energy, making it a little bit crazy, but more importantly, a little bit wild and change, okay? Major change while the sun is exactly conjuncting Mars. Can you believe this? This has been a buildup. This has been a buildup from a new moon that started on July 23rd. And what is this building up to? Well, as you follow the moon's going to come into a square position in Scorpio at 7 degrees this weekend. So this weekend will be the moon in Scorpio squaring the sun and Mars, which will be about your true desires. People are going to make, by the end of this weekend, some major yes or no decisions in their life about where they're going. Pressure after all of these wanting for change, and a lot to weigh out, because then on top of that, before the weekend, the moon is going to cover this Jupiter square Pluto aspect. So it's going to hit this spot of, oh God, I need to make major change and expand in ways by making changes to my life. Then the moon squares the sun and Mars and goes, shit, I better fucking like this or not. This better be good. It better taste good or I'm not into it. Scorpio and Leo is very yes or no, turned on or turned off, no in between, no gray. There's no gray in the astrology right now, and poor old Jupiter, which is in the sign of gray, which is Libra, which tries to find harmony and balance and where we're going to get our good luck. It is, and patience, there's a little bit of patience involved with Jupiter in Libra, is, oh no, I don't think so. I'm squared by Pluto. People are like almost ready to like make some sort of crazy radical change this week. They're, especially in Virgo, with the Mercury there and the moon there, you could actually start to go a little bit like, oh my gosh, I'm going a little crazy. I'm in the same thing. I'm in the same routine. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. It doesn't matter if you work at Home Depot. It doesn't matter wherever. You're looking at your routine and you're like, I don't know about this thing. I don't know about my daily schedule. I don't know about my daily life right now. I don't know about this thing. I don't know if this is really good or not. I don't know if this is going to make me happy. I don't know if this is what my soul really wants. I don't know if this is really the way that I should be going. I don't know if this is the path. You know why? Because I've been screaming this shit loud and clear for a long time now. I have been screaming and telling people, listen, this summer is no joke. If you need to make the move of your life and the change of your life, pardon my French, but fucking do it. This is like the holiest summer of all time to make the biggest change of your life, and you either got the balls or not, because guess what? This is Sun and Mars in Leo. Courage under fire. You got to have that courage. You've got to do it. And look, tomorrow is the beginning of their conjunction. And this is also going to be the same time that when the lunar eclipse happens, or Mars is still in Leo. When the solar eclipse happens, Mars is still in Leo, all within the next month. And this is 2 new moons in Leo that we are in the middle of eclipse time. What do I call that? I call that the fate train time, baby. Weet, weet, weet. Shit. I know, it's crazy. You know, I'll be honest. Just the way that this looks, yeah, it's fucking crazy out there. It's crazy out there. And it's crazy inside of your own wants. It's crazy inside of your own needs. It's crazy inside of these spaces. But you know, the one place that it's even, I think the most crazy is in this Venus position. Because poor Venus is about to square Chiron. Poor Venus is about to go through this big gnarly T-square. So Venus this week is under a lot of pressure. Right now, it is in the midpoint square of the Saturn square Chiron aspect. It's squaring that, you know, that spot. There's this the in-between area that it's pressured on. And so it's feeling the wrath of tough decisions, the wrath of feeling like some things just might not be fixed, or can they be fixed, or you almost have to just give it up to God in a way. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, here's all this Mars and Sun telling me, and the best way I can describe Sun and Mars is trying to pack. It's like a meat packer who packs meat, you know, like how do they pack some of that stuff in there? It's like trying to pack a sleeping bag into a, you know, the case, you know, and you're like, oh God, it's not getting in there. Or an Easy Up, you know, you buy a brand new Easy Up. How do they fit this thing into the freaking case? It's like, oh my gosh. You know, there's a lot of this like pressure on how do I get what I want and fit it in. And the main concern is people are worried about what other people might think. It's Aquarius South Node. Well, what would my wife think if I changed my job because I'm unhappy? What would my parents think if I got in a relationship with that crazy girl down the street? What would my best friends think if I started going to listen to polka music, even though I've been in the underground death metal scene for my whole life, but I really want to go to polka now? Maybe I need to go find some polka friends, but maybe they might think I'm betraying them. It's like a lot of this is group related and personal relationship related. Venus is in an extreme square spot. So, you know, a lot of people were wondering, well, why in this new moon, it just came into Leo and I was supposed to feel really good and I actually feel really bad. Well, guess what Leo is? It's a king and queen, number one. And trust me, you're talking to the Leo fucking king here. You know what I mean? You're talking to Leo King headquarters here. Like, before you become really happy, you realize all the shit that you're not happy with first to make you know what will make you happy. That's what Mars is. Mars is, and I said this to my buddy, he's a great astrologer, Christopher Oteki. I said, gosh, you know, this new moon on Mars feels like, it's like I gotta have enough energy to go start a war, you know? It's like, imagine, because Mars is the planet of war, and it was on top of the new moon. And Mars is also the definition of the first house, Aries, the beginning of spring, the beginning of everything. So it's a new moon on the beginning position of Leo. So it could feel like, holy cow, everybody kind of is like trying to clean their slate free, or gosh, want to start over from a new place. Gotta have enough momentum. And I told my buddy Chris, I was like, dude, I was like, it feels like with this new moon on Mars, it's like, imagine if you had to go to war and how much that would be, how much you would have to rally troops, put a draft, get all the machines built, get all the tankers, plan it all. You'd be overwhelmed. Like if you're watching Game of Thrones right now, and I haven't watched the second episode of this season, but it's like, everybody's about to go to war. And so imagine all the time and the energy and the, oh my gosh, and what doesn't work and what does and how you have to make it work. And it's just tiring. And the Mars energy is on top of the sun, and the sun's passing Mars. And this is what I forgot to talk about and show you is now that the sun is passing Mars this week. Oh gosh, here we go. Hold on. Okay. Now that the sun is passing Mars, Mars is losing its momentum now because guess what? Next year, Mars goes retrograde. So we are now at the point to where now we enter into where the sun is the glorified one, and no longer are we listening to our egos trying to lead the way. Now the sun is going to light the way. God is going to light the way. The messenger of God, you know, the Christ-like energy, the messiahs that connect to God, which is ruled by the sun, are leading the way. So no longer is the way we thought we wanted our life to go and the direction we thought it was going to go, gonna happen. Now here comes the sun to pass the Mars. And Mars is like, okay, well, I'm not the leader anymore. So shit, Mars only likes to be the leader. So this is going to affect Aries. This is going to affect Scorpios, you know, because they're ruled by Mars. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, like there's going to be a little moment here where it's like, well, maybe it is not going the direction I thought it was going to go. Holy shit. Because of the fact that now the sun, which is in its sign of Leo, the glory of God is going to rule the way now. And God's going to lay its law on the land this week. And with all this crazy energy in the astrology, holy shit, it's going to come very intense. And when you're dealing with the South Node in Aquarius, really it's going to manifest as unpredictable, wild turns, left turns, right turns, upside down, crazy. And with this mutable T-square happening on Wednesday, I mean, Wednesday is like crazy day. Like, whoa. So much squares happening, you know. But I think that we can get through with the Sun and Mars. It could kind of feel like going through sludge a little bit. Like, gosh, I'm not feeling good about something, or I'm not feeling right, or I need to find that extra spot. There's a part of ourselves that wants to come bigger, that wants to have more, that wants to feel more. And I think we're going to have very complicated situations on how to do that, because this Venus is squaring Chiron this week. And Venus likes to feel good, and in Gemini it wants to be flirty, fun, and dance free. But it's got some sort of Chiron, some sort of weird issue that isn't letting you have that free, fun spirit. There's something coming in the way. There's some sort of weird situation that it's hard to explain to people. People won't understand it. And that's a lot of what's happening in that aspect. So it's like, how will this happen? So somebody asked in the chat room right now, if you want to, comment, I'm reading, when does the sun stop leading and when does Mars pass over the sun again? It's going to be, well, sometime next year when we go through the Mars retrograde and Mars retrogrades back and the sun, it's going to be a while. I mean, this is definitely going to be the sun passing Mars now. So, because Mars is slower than the sun. The sun gets through a sign in 30 days. Mars takes 40 days to get through a sign. So now that every month that goes by, it's 10 days behind, basically. And then Mars is coming into its retrograde cycle next year. And so the sun's leading the way now. We had, if you look at 2017, we almost like were allowed by God to go in a direction that we thought we could go. Now God's going to take over and say, hey, how was that? What lessons did you learn? Let me show you the way that I've got it set up. Especially in Leo. The Leo kingdom has it set up, right? The higher God. We don't even know God. I don't think God rules Leo. I think the Messiahs that message Leo do. So it's almost like, it's like we're going to get messages from Christ and from higher energies of what to do. And I think that, we all thought that the direction we were going into 2017 was this one direction. And this goes a lot with the fact that Uranus is going to trine this new moon that starts on August 21st. And we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius. So if you think you know where this is all going in the next 3 weeks, you're fucking insane. Pardon my French and pardon my direct force, but you are insane. If you think that you've got it all figured out and it's perfect and it's going to go exactly the way that you think it is, and you just, you are insane. You are loony. And I know a good loony bin that if you wanted to get one, I can put you in one. Because this is definitely not going to go the way you thought it would at the beginning of the year or the way that you thought it was going to go this year. No. It is over now, starting tomorrow with the sun conjuncting Mars. It is over. Because now the sun will reign. It will literally pass, and I'll show you in slow-mo or in time lapse. Here's tomorrow. Here's at 6:16 p.m. Pacific, so 9:16 p.m. Eastern. Watch the minute. And watch when the sun passes Mars officially. Boom. Now the sun is 4:14, and let's just keep doing the minutes, right, to have some fun. Okay, now they're back conjunct, but see how the sun is always going to be in front of Mars now? Now it's 1 degree, 2 degree. So let's do hours now, starting on Wednesday. Now look at that, 7 to 8 degrees off. Look at that. Now the sun is at 5 degrees and the sun is at 4. And look at this is only Thursday at 4:34. So a day after tomorrow, exact. Look at that. We're already in different degrees. We're already in different territory. Now we're having the moon touch this Jupiter-Pluto stuff. You know, this is definitely not going to be what people think it is. And I think it's extremely hard because Venus at the same time, which I was trying to show, look at now Venus is at 25. Here it is starting to square Chiron, but it's going to sextile Uranus. So it's going to turn everything on a dime in a weird direction, especially relationship-wise. It's going to be very weird. It's going to be very weird, but it's also going to be uplifting, and it's going to take you to places that, you know, this is a very heavy God time. When you're dealing with Leo and Aquarius, I mean, I've been teaching in my school, especially when you understand Uranus and the god Uranus that there was, like an understanding that the father of Uranus ruled the air of the gods, whereas Uranus is the god of air. Well, the father of Uranus is the god of the air of the gods, that us earthlings or us humanity can't breathe in that air, that the gods have their own air. And so when you're dealing with all this intense stuff with Uranian, South Node, lunar eclipse in Aquarius, a Uranus trine, Uranus going retrograde on August 3rd. I mean, we're on July 25th already. I mean, in a week, Uranus goes retrograde in the middle of all these eclipses. Everything is about to go. Everything is, it's like, oh my gosh. But it can take you to some extreme new places, and you know, you're going to need to follow your heart, and it might just seem like it's fucking insane and you're like a lunatic, and you're going to have to trust that. And it's hard. Weird how? It's weird because it's going to be so different than the way you thought it would be. It's going to go so different than the way anybody else thought, that they'll think that, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Whoa, I wasn't expecting to hear that from you. Whoa, that's a little bit too, I wasn't expecting all that stuff to happen to you. Whoa, look at all this stuff. You know, speaking on a global stage, it's all going to turn the direction that you didn't think. So everything that the news is telling you the way that it looks like it's going to be completely, usually the opposite. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, completely the opposite of what you think. So anyway, in other news, I got some good news, actually. I got some good news for everybody. I am finally doing another event. So November 3rd through 6th in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton, I have created the event Rising Through the Darkness, Jupiter in Scorpio event. So I always do a lot of my events based off, you know, when Jupiter moves signs. Anyway, we wanted to make this one affordable, so I made it cheaper than all my other events, and gave everybody access. We're doing it out there where, of course, Friday's the meet and greet, a hangout with me. Saturday's the conference where I do a big presentation in a big, you know, audience room. Everybody will be there. Then, of course, we go into a dinner where you can have dinner with all of us, and then people can actually have dinner at my table. Then I go into a spiritual dance music. Then Sunday is a deep spiritual day, meditation, and I do a guided reading where I talk to people's angels and guides live, and I do live readings. Like, no joke. I hope somebody's in there that was at my last event in Vegas. Literally in a room full of 50 to 60 people, I literally start doing and showing people that you can do full psychic readings and know what's going on without even knowing any astrology. And we do that on Sunday, and then we go and hang out more. If people want to leave Sunday, a lot of people will leave Sunday, but there's an option on Sunday after we hang out and whatever. We're going to Venice Beach, all right? To where I started astrology. So I'm going to get people with a shuttle bus. We're going to go to Venice Beach, and we're going to have a big fire that we're going to light to rise through the darkness together on the beach. We're going to hang out. I'm going to show people the planets that night, what's going on the beach, and we're going to have a beach fire, and it's going to be a super awesome retreat in LA because it's going to be beautiful, beautiful weather always in November. It's usually hot too. And I've been waiting to do this one and waiting to announce this one. If you want to do tickets, just go click tickets, and you can email Lauren. All the email details are here. And we have a lot of different packages. We have a platinum 4-day one for $1,100, a diamond access 4 days for $850, and then we have a 3-day if you just want to go for 3 days, and not do the Venice thing, it's only $600, and that includes a meal and everything. So at the dinner and everything. We've got the rooms at an extremely discounted rate with a code, so check that out. But I really made this to get more people there. I've done all these events and usually had 50 to 60 to 70 people. I'm trying to get hundreds to this one, so that's why I made it very easy. If you're in the LA area, there's an access to come for the one day and night for the party for $375 and meet people and be part of it. But you might as well come for the whole 3 days for the only $600. There's little perks that you can get. Anyway, get a hold of Lauren. I show a bunch of the events on here. You can get a hold of her by emailing her, lauren@theleoking.com, or call the phone number, 714-594-3394. Also, I just want to say that Friday, I'm still lost in time, is my big August webinar talking about August. I know I told everybody today about the energy, how intense this is, and how much shit's about to go down, and how crazy life is. This is definitely a month to pay attention to. And I've been saying for a long time for everybody to realize this summer is a big deal. So, this webinar is going to describe all of that. Now, what my live show in November is going to be is about what this Jupiter and Scorpio is. How do we rise through all the darkness? And getting prepared for Saturn and Scorpio or Capricorn, and what the next 2 years for the buildup of 2020 is. That's why I'm doing this event, is to help people get ready for 2020 when the biggest shifts are going to happen. Jupiter and Saturn conjunct. Saturn going through its natural sign in Capricorn while Jupiter's in its natural home. I mean, it's going to be insane. 19 and 20 are insane. 2020 pops the lid off the shit and connects a 20-year cycle back from 2000, May of 2000, when Jupiter and Saturn conjuncted last time. Finally completing one of that's major cycles. I'm going to help people see it. And like I did in Vegas where I did Age of Deception, I am literally going to be doing a whole new play on how to see the future, how the dark is going to rise and how the light's going to rise, and how it's the biggest battle in the universe that's about to begin. And what side do you want to be on? And how do you handle both sides? And how do you get in the right position right before Saturn comes into Capricorn in December? I think it's 19th that week, okay? Into the holidays, Saturn comes into Capricorn. I'm going to be there for you live in person to help you make the serious last choices with the Sun and Jupiter in Scorpio, to be like, this is the big, where are you committing to? What side are you going into? That's how amazing November is. But August is the last transit that's going to happen. That's really going to, I think, blow people's minds about how to get on that path. And more importantly, it's going to change their lives now. But it's getting you prepared for the fall. So August webinar is on Friday. Don't miss it. The call for your greatest courage and your strongest disconnection. So a lot of stuff going on there. I'm back. I went through so much shit in the last couple of weeks. But I'm also doing a school, so it's like to do the free stuff. I still always do free stuff. I'm always here to be there for everyone, but it's like my app is requiring a lot of time and my school is requiring a lot of time, and those are paid customers, and I'm doing readings every day on top of it. So that all comes first. But I always am here to try and get you out for you YouTubers, because the YouTubers watch this, and of course everybody here on Facebook Live. So anyway, I do got to go. It has been fun. I love you all very much. Thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for being a part. If you're on the Leo King app, if you are going to come to this show, leokingevents.com to come to my show in November at LAX Hilton. It's all ours, okay? The LAX Hilton is going to be ours. This isn't like some spiritual conference that I'm part of. I rented the whole mother effing LAX Hilton, all right? To make it Leo King Central, and for astrology people and nuts to come together. And then we're going to go have a great, awesome bonfire beach star party on the beach, okay? Don't miss it. Be part of it. And of course, Friday, big webinar. Biggest webinar I've ever done. I've prepared a lot to help people get through, because I am predicting some of the craziest shit of the year is going down in August. So if you want to be ready, make sure that you sign up now. Get part of that. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Thank you for all you guys' support. It truly means a lot to me. Anyway, I will see you guys later, and Sending you lots of love. Please share this video if you can. Get the message out there. Adios.
The Leo King app is the world's first and leading video and notification astrology horoscope app for iPhone, Android, and computer. Get daily spiritual videos and addictingly accurate notifications alongside weekly sun sign horoscopes, tarot videos, and exciting new age entertainment videos by celebrity astrologer and TV personality David Palmer, the Leo King. Join today. You have nothing to lose with a 7-day free trial and wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.
Wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.